Imagine a world where vast steppes and majestic cities were ruled by one of the most powerful empires in history, the Mongol Empire. But how did this empire stretching from Eastern Europe to Asia come to its fall? In this video, we'll dive into a fascinating story full of mysteries and intriguing facts about the collapse of the Mongol Empire. You'll learn what internal and external factors catalyzed its collapse, and how ordinary people influenced the fate of entire nations. Stay tuned and let's together uncover the secrets hidden in the sands of time. History and facts about the collapse of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol Empire, founded by Genghis Khan in the early 13th century, became one of the most vast and powerful empires in human history. At the height of its power, it stretched from Eastern Europe to China, encompassing vast territories and diverse cultures. However, despite its power, the empire was unable to maintain its position and collapsed within a few decades. In this installment, we will examine the key factors that led to its collapse and learn about the historical events that were turning points in this fascinating story. The rise of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan, born as Temuchin, united the disparate Mongol tribes in the early 13th century. With his outstanding military tactics and leadership skills, he created a powerful army and began to conquer neighboring lands. By 1227, when Genghis Khan died, his empire encompassed vast territories including present-day China, Russia, Kazakhstan, and parts of Europe. After Genghis Khan's death, his descendants continued expansion, dividing the empire into four main uluses: the Golden Horde, the Chagatai Khanate, the Ilkhanate, and the Yuan Dynasty in China. These uluses were ruled by members of his family, and the empire seemed destined for a long life. Internal conflicts and problems of governance. However, despite the successful beginning, internal conflicts were one of the main reasons for the collapse of the empire. Each ulus had its own system of governance, and competition between different branches of the dynasty led to conflicts and wars. For example, after Chagatai's death, his ulus began to weaken due to power struggles between his descendants. In addition, differences in culture and religion among the conquered peoples made it difficult to govern the empire. Mongol rulers often found it difficult to integrate local elites and populations, leading to rebellions and discontent. External threats and wars. Against the background of internal conflicts, the Mongol Empire also faced serious external threats. In the middle of the 14th century, major military clashes with other states began. For example, in the 1340s, the Golden Horde began to lose influence after defeating the Lithuanians and Poles, which weakened its position in Europe. In addition, a rebellion against the Yuan Dynasty began in China as a result of oppression of the Chinese people and economic hardship. The Red Armband's rebellion in 1351 was one of the most significant and led to the fall of the Yuan Dynasty in 1368, when Chinese forces led by the Ming Dynasty drove the Mongols back to the steppes. Economic issues. The economy of the Mongol Empire was also prone to crises. The vast territories conquered by the Mongols required considerable resources to administer and defend. However, despite the vast territories, the economic base of the empire was unsustainable. Defeats in wars and internal conflicts led to declining trade and instability. In addition, Mongol rulers often used forced taxation, which caused discontent among the population. These economic difficulties only intensified internal conflicts and weakened the empire. By the 14th century, the Mongol Empire, once powerful and vast, had begun to disintegrate. Internal conflicts, external threats, and economic problems played a key role in its collapse. Although the Mongols left an indelible mark on history, their empire could not stand the test of time. Today, we can study this history to understand how even the most powerful powers can run into difficulties and collapse. The lessons learned from the collapse of the Mongol Empire remain relevant today, emphasizing the importance of unity, governance, and understanding among different cultures and peoples. This story is not only about the fall of a great empire, but also about the impact of human relationships, cultural differences, and external factors on the fate of entire nations. The Mongol Empire, despite its collapse, left a legacy that continues to be studied and debated by historians and history buffs around the world.